I've got 30 seconds to convince you that this is the best shulker box sorting system there is. We would come along and put in our items we would like to sort, and as you can see we've got stone in here, so that means the system is currently searching for stone. So these are all the shulker boxes that are being sorted through. There we go, it finds a stone shulker box, it opens up, all the stone filters into here and you can access it like this. And then in a second it will close up again and it will start searching for the redstone shulker box. And it's found it immediately. Wow, look how much quicker that was. And then they will filter in, you can see them coming in there. Just above my mouse pointer. Then it will break and it will start searching for the dirt shulker box. Now because dirt was the last item I put into this chest, dirt is the last shulker box that will be sorted for. And it will be held in this holding cell and it will be left open. So if you want to just find a shulker box and take it with you, or you want to access it, then that's the only item you'll put in here. And if you want, you can get a pickaxe, mine away that shulker box, pick it up, and then just travel off. Now the only thing to worry about is, if you do that, you'll have to always place your shulker box back in when you come back, and because I'm in creative, I will end up with a duplicate of it. Just going down there for now. There we go. And then once we put a new item in, so let's just get some more redstone, then it will start sorting again, break the shulker box, and it will go into this chest. Now, as you may have seen, all the items in this chest have actually gone. Every time it starts sorting a new shulker box, this chest will be emptied. So that's pretty good. And this is a very compact, very compact redstone thing. You can see this is all the redstone that's used. And you can sort 54 shulker boxes full of items, and in each shulker box we can have multiple items. So here I've just grabbed some examples of some shulker boxes which I'll just show you. There we go. Okay, so here is the stone shulker box, and that one's just filled with stone. That's just an example. There's another one just filled with one item, and you can have multiple items as well. So obviously that stackable item you can't search for that in the system. You can't sort for stackable items. But that's in there for convenience, and you've got dirt, coarse dirt, pod salt and mycelium, and that can be sorted, and there's 27 slots in each shulker box, so you can sort 27 individual items. And I like to colour code them, so there's my redstone one, and here's just an obsidian one, as you can see there. And yes, so you can actually sort 27 times 54 items, individual items, at a maximum, if you only want to have one stack of them in your system at once. So I'll just break away these shulker boxes. And I'll get on with showing you around this. Heavily based off of a design I've already uploaded, which is the shulker box. It's more manual than this, but it's a shulker box searcher. I think a shulker box storage system, not a sorting system. So as you can see, I've snuck in a little sorter here. You may recognise that amongst all this other redstone, and you can see there's a few things here, like a pulse extender. Got some hopper minecarts to grab the items out of here. Little dropper elevator. We've got some pistons just to push about, some locking mechanics, we've got observer blocks, we've got sticky pistons, we've got torches, inversions, RS NOR latches, we've got redstone coming down like this, we've got just a whole bunch of stuff really that's quite amazing, that's really all packed into one. It's got the whole lot, this contraption really. So I'm going to show you how to build this in a nutshell and what it does. So I'm going to start right now. So I'm going to start at the start of the sorting system when you come in. And as you can see, up here's the chest where you put your items. I've added a lever here just for convenience, so you can lock this item, this here, so you can fill up this whole chest. Now the one downside of this design is obviously you have to have your shulker boxes every slot filled. And the other main downside is that you can't put items in when it's sorting. So you have to get all your items and lump them in. Or you can lock that and put your items in and then unlock it after. But yes, that's that. So the items will come down here. So I'll just grab some items. Is that locked? I can't remember. Yep, that's locked. So the first thing that will happen is your item will be transported down here. And it will just go into here. And it will be inserted into here. Well, yeah, it will be inserted into here, and it will go down into here and fill up the space in here. So there's already a redstone dust in here. So as you can see, the redstone shulker box is there. But when this starts, this will be open. So when you first built this, this item will be at the bottom, and I'll just empty out all the items here. So let's just make sure there's no items in the system. So this is what it will be like when you first build it, and I think this is the easiest way to explain it. So this will be in the bottom here. There we go. So your item will flow down here. Now one of the items will get caught in here, which is a generic item sorter. I just used iron blocks because I know I'm not sorting iron blocks, but you probably should rename it with any item you would like. So just get an item and rename it, like filter or something, or item you're not going to ever have in your system there, because otherwise that will break the system. And then just fill it up with that, 18 in that slot, 3 in there. And then once this fills up, this will fill up this system, which will unlock this hopper for 1. So once we get 2 of our item in here, then one of them will be dropped down as this unlocks and flow into here, and then this will happen once again. And basically what happens is we've now got our items. So we've got 1 item in here and 1 item in here, and then as soon as our item goes into here, we will, as you can see, get a comparator output here. So this hopper is linked with the block with a comparator here. And then this does 2 things. The first thing it does is it comes over to this half of the thing, the contraption, which depowers this, and it also powers this block, which powers this redstone, which extends the piston, which happens during sorting, so the shulker box doesn't escape when it's broken, and it also locks this hopper so no more items can come down into the system, which is really useful. So that basically means we end up with 2 items in here, 1 item in here, and 1 item in our sorter. So there we go. Now we've got our sorting system from the previous redstone video, I think it was, or might have been another few in between. But the shulker sorter, the shulker searcher, I believe the video was called. We've got this, basically the same thing here, very slightly modified. We first of all unlock this repeater here, so that this gets powered and breaks our first shulker box. So I'll just break this away. As you can see, that piston will break that shulker box when this unlocks. So as soon as there's an item ready to be sorted, it breaks the shulker box, unless it's the item in this shulker box, in which case it just flows through. But that's fine. And then it will, once that's powered, you will also see down here this comparator powers this redstone, which depowers this torch, which puts this torch on. And actually this is incorrect, that's there, must have been when I was copying it across, but there we go. That starts off this little clock, which will run. As you can see, this will turn on, which will power this over here, which will power this, which will power around here, creating a little clock will be observed, extending the sticky piston, and then back again when this signal runs out, which will basically create a clock, breaking and placing a shulker box, which will be overridden whenever there's an item in here. And the only time there will be an item in here is if it can't go in the shulker box. So basically, the only time there won't be an item in here is when it can't go in the shulker box. So basically, when we found the shulker box, when there's no item in there, it's because it's gone in the shulker box when we found the shulker box, which overrides the system, stopping the shulker box from being broken. Which then means there's no item in there, which turns off all of this redstone, which means you can access the shulker box again. Now, what is all this for then? Why do we even need this? Well, once we've finished sorting, we don't want to sort every time a new item comes in. We only want to sort when a different item comes into the system. So the first thing we do is we've got our item in the bottom here, and that means that this piston is extended, which means a comparator output can be drawn from that. So basically, whenever the item is in the bottom here, that's when we're sorting. Whenever the item is in the top, that's when the items are just flowing into the shulker box. So once we've finished sorting, this will obviously have been off, and then it will turn back on, which will put the item into the top, which will stop the sorting system. So the item will basically just flow through that hopper without it affecting anything else and go straight into the shulker box. So now what happens? Well, the item is in this top dropper now, or it would be, because we just finished sorting, and I'll just give you a little demonstration of what happens. Actually no, I won't, because that will break the system. So I'm not going to do that, but the item would go into the top dropper, which would power this here, which would power, wait a minute, no it wouldn't. Yeah, the item would just be in the top dropper. Now, this would be unlocked until another item came in, because as you can see, this item filter would have our item in it, So say we were searching for redstone, that would have redstone in it, and if an item that wasn't redstone comes in, it will come into this hopper and be detected. Now because if it was redstone it would be sucked up immediately, this wouldn't have time to activate, but if it wasn't redstone it would just stick in this hopper, which will give us an output which will push the item back to the bottom as it's powered by this redstone here, which would basically mean that we start searching again because we know, oh wait a minute, yeah, we've got a new item, we need to start searching for that item instead, and then break the original shulker box and blah 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 blah. What also happens is we power this repeater, which powers this redstone, which comes down here, which for a moment unlocks this hopper, which, as you can see, can suck out items from here, which will suck out the items in our sorter, leaving it in this state again, ready to pick up the item in here. So now we're sorting for our new item. Now the other thing that happens as well as this hopper being unlocked when this redstone fires is this pulse extender is triggered, which I got from an Exubervoid video that I was watching, so credit to him. And that's a one wide vertical pulse extender, and I think it was actually like Advent Calendar Day 17 or something from about a year ago, so there we go, that's that one. And that's just a little vertical pulse extender, so we create a long pulse which is inverted. So that allows this hopper minecart to be unlocked because it's on an activator rail. Now because there's 10 hopper minecarts in this space, they can suck up the items in enough time. I would only need one because they're non-stackables, it will suck up 5 immediately and then go back to the normal pace. So I only probably need 7, but I put about 10 in just to be safe. And that will suck up all the items in here and then slowly drop them back into the system. And as you can see there, will collect in here, ready to be sorted. So now I'm going to give you a little demonstration of the redstone in action. So I'm just going to unlock this and we'll start searching for our stone one. So as you can see, this gets filled with stone. We get our 2 stone in here, and as you can see, this is now unlocked and we get a little clock breaking the shulker box, and we should get our stone shulker box. We sorted through these 2 first, and I've put in about 9 different shulker boxes, but lots of duplicates of them. We found it, so now it fills up. As you can see, the item is in the top now. Oh, it just went to the bottom. I was too slow for you there. But there we go. Now we're searching for redstone, and as you can see, redstone will not be in there. But as soon as we find the item, redstone will go into there. And then the redstone will start filtering through till we get a new item. In which case, yep, it's all very precisely timed and careful. And as you can see, each time this empties. And we've got just some redstone back here that powers this dropovator. Every time a new shulker box is sorted through, that links up to that clock there. And that's basically the whole system. We've just got a few blocks and stuff coming down just to make sure the shulker box doesn't escape. But I'm going to be doing an in-depth tutorial just now, so make sure you watch that if you would like to actually build it, rather than just watching this for the fun of it, if you are doing that, because I quite often watch redstone videos just for the interest of it as well, actually, because it helps you learn a lot of redstone. Which has a tip for if you want to learn redstone, watch redstone videos, especially mine. No, I'm joking. But do watch mine. So there we go. That is what you've got to basically do, and now I'm going to show you how to build it.